Hello everybody, Big Seven here, back for another AFL SuperCoach video. I scored 2,213 in this, my round 13 review. Takes me up to a season rank just outside the top 200, which is pretty good considering that the first buy was expected to be my worst buy. And it was a week where a lot of really good teams scored between that 2,150 to 2,200 marks. So to score a little bit above those in a week where it was really hard to make up ground, very happy with that. I'll go into the side. I made one trade last week. That was trading out Jack Zabel, a move that I wanted to make the week prior, but was ultimately forced out of it due to needing to force 18 playing players into my round 12 team. So I got rid of Zeeble. I brought in Darcy Cameron. Lost a few points out of that, but look, it netted me a little bit of cash, which I'm happy about. It gives me Darcy Cameron as the ruck cover for the rest of the year. If one of my ruckmen were to go down for a week or a 2-week injury, I can swing him into my ruck line using the Madden DPP. And I'm not disappointed to have Zeeble out of my side. So in terms of the team for the week, 84 was my 18th score. Thank you very much, Eddie Ford. So that meant that some of my underperforming premiums like Doherty, Tom Green, Goulden, they all dropped out, which was fairly good. And Seamus Mitchell dropped out as well. So pretty happy with that overall. Matt Johnson coming off the bench for a 96 as well. Very handy to nab that additional 20 or so points. What else is there to talk about? James Sicily, another huge performance, 136. I'm recording this on the Tuesday night before the Sicily Tribunal review. I am in a state of hopium. I really do think that Sicily is going to get off for a number of reasons. I don't want to go into it too in depth, but Sicily, he gets pushed by Coleman, which forces him to make the tackle below his waist rather than, above the waist, being able to pin the arms. So he actually gets him below the waist, tries to actually cradle him down, but Tyler Brockman comes across him. He tries to cradle him onto his own body and prevent the action of McCluggage's head hitting the ground. It happens regardless. I think people that expect him to get suspended, they're just looking at the end result of the head hitting the ground. I think it's deeper than that. I think it's just a football incident and just an accident. But it remains to be seen, and it'll be pretty pivotal in terms of what you do whether you're holding Sicily or trading him. I'll go into that in a little while. Who else is there? Rory Laird is the vice captain. It was a toss-up between him and Dawson for me. If either of them failed, I was probably going to go for Dacos, who didn't really look like scoring that huge until he kicked a clutch goal with 25 seconds to go. As a Melbourne fan, I didn't even think about the Supercoach implications. I was like, oh no, just blow the siren. Eventually got over the line though. Very happy to smoke that pies pack. Rory led 156. Very happy with him. Obviously, in a blowout, scored a lot of points early, and that's just exactly what you want, especially because it was a 50-50 between him and Dawson for mine. So that propelled me up the ranks a little bit. Hopefully can get into top 100 by the end of the buys. Who else is there to really mention? Everyone else pretty solid. Briggsy at R2. Is he a season keeper? It's hard to say no in this current form. He's played 4 games. Got him at 250k, so he's made 152k in 2 weeks, and he hasn't had a score below 100. And I don't know if it's the right comparison, but Max Gawn breaking out. I don't remember which year it was, maybe late 2015, 2016. Maybe that's the comparison that needs to be made. I really don't expect him to go 113 for the rest of the season, but if he was to go 100, then that's more than fine. The player that I'm missing is Tim English, and he tapered out to end the second half of last year. Granted, he did cop a couple of injuries, but he also is capable of getting injuries. So I think I'm happy with Briggs in the ruck two position, but we'll see what happens going forward. It's definitely not locked in, but it does seem to be trending that way. Forward line, ain't Errol Gordon, 62, bit up and down, but at least his down week was in a week where I didn't need his score. And yeah, that sums up the team pretty quickly. So I guess there's kind of two objectives I am thinking about going forward. One is how can I field 18 players for my next two buys? And the second objective is how do I get the most out of my rookies in order to have the strongest finishing, we'll call it a finished side. And so starting off with the buys, round 14, I'm fairly set for. And I'm still going on the assumption that Sicily isn't going to be suspended. So if that is the case, or isn't going to have the suspension upheld, so if that is the case for round 14, 3 missing in defense. Actually, you know what? It's probably better just to optimize that. That's a clearer picture. We take Madden off field because he won't play. And so the Sicily suspension doesn't matter for this week. So I would have 19 play. Oh no, Drury isn't going to play either. So that's 18 before trades. Put Rosie in the forward line. But I do have Degoe, and I had the option to trade him out last week. Decided not to do that because, and the options I was considering, it was either going to be Neil or Sarong. If I had have got one of them, it would have been about 20 points difference. It would have just kicked Eddie Ford out of my side, and I thought I'd take the extra week of data, and another week where I can just another week of data to finalize my overall trade plans. I didn't want to be in a position where I brought in Neil last week and I was like, oh, actually, I wish I had a cheaper player, or I wish I had Sarong instead. So elected to keep Degoe. He's gone for me this week. So before trades, 18 out. After Degoe goes, that is 19 gone. And so the player I'm probably bringing in is going to be Caleb Sarong, a player that has had his buy already. Averaging 113 for the season, and it has been a breakout season for him. Last couple have been a bit underwhelming. One of them was against Melbourne, I think. Was Melbourne his 92? Or was that the week after? Yeah, 93 against Melbourne. Bit of a forgive there. And then 108 last week in a matchup where you would have thought things would be a little bit easier going. But look, missing Darcy as the ruckman probably plays a bit of a role. And also from what I saw, just butchered the ball a lot. I didn't watch all of the game, but I saw a fair bit of it. Just seemed like efficiency let him down a bit. You know, premiums have their ups and downs, and I'm hoping that was just a down game. And with Darcy expected to come back, not this coming week, but the week after, that should help him out as well. So I think, Sarong's the one that I am pretty keen on. Leaves me 27k in the bank. And I guess the other thing about this week is there aren't really any rookies that I feel comfortable getting. There was the Geelong guy. I think I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but Ocean Mullen I'm not really sure if that's right or not. He was a chance of holding his spot, but he will miss this week due to an adductor issue. So if he was in your plans, you need to change them. And if he's already in your side, then that's just tough going. So there is him. There's a couple of Sydney guys. I think Sheldrick's like 150k. Windhager from St Kilda around a similar price point. But the way I see it, I want to milk every dollar out of this side out of the rookies that I can. And any rookie that you're bringing in now, you're not going to be trading out for the rest of the year. So unless you're really desperate, I am not a fan of bringing in one of those 150 to 200k rookies just for the sake of cover. So yeah, to go to Sarong, it seems like a slam dunk to me. I mean, everyone's team is in a everyone's situation is different. So trades that work for me or players that I fade might not make sense for you, and that's totally understandable. But yeah, that's how I feel about rookies this week. And then yeah, going forward. So after I trade Sarong in, and we look at round 15. I doubt the optimize button would work there. What? It does not optimize for round 15. Okay. So round 15. Assuming Sicily's back, we'll chuck everyone on field. Why not? So yeah, after throwing everyone on field, we've got 5 in defence, and that's still assuming that Sicily isn't suspended. Hopefully he doesn't. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What is that? Yeah, Cameron. I lost count. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 playing. I haven't put Chesser on field. He could play. I'm not 100% sure about him. He was a late in last week. So with West Coast have got that many injuries that he might have played well enough last week to hold his spot. I mean, who knows? Either way, 16 plus Chesser before trades. And that kind of brings me to my planning section. So I've basically got 2 options. And really the second option, I think, is a bit passive. It would have been going DeGoey to Marich and then settling on Walsh as kind of a premium instead of Sarong, saving a bit of money there. I think it's too passive. The option I'm looking at is on the left. So it would be DeGoey to Sarong. Next week, 3 trades. Chincotta out to Oliver, so that nets me an extra player. Eddie Ford out, and he does have more money to be made, but this is the time of the season where it's premium season. So Ford to Marriage, that'll get me an extra player for round 15. And then to basically facilitate those 2 trades, it'd be Humphrey out. It could be Mitchell out instead, depending on what Humphrey scores this round. But yeah, it would be Humphrey out for a rookie. Would Mitchell be enough? Yeah. Yeah, that would be fine. So it would be, one of Humphrey or Mitchell out to playing rookie. And so, yeah, looking at Chincotta to Oliver, that's 1 extra. Ford to Marriage, that's 2 extra. And this last trade would be neutral in terms of extra players. So it would be looking at 18 plus Chesser. But I do need to address the elephant in the room. As much as I want to deny that Sicily will get suspended, I do have to have a backup plan in case that does happen. And look, I could just roll down this same path of holding Sicily for however many weeks he gets. I think it would be likely to be 3 weeks if he does get suspended. And so that obviously doesn't include the bye. So if he was to miss, then Chesser is basically guaranteed as my 18th player. That's if I was to get a premium instead of Sicily, that's a 80-point loss just in 1 week alone, let alone the 3 weeks that I would have to cover him for. And I mean, if I was going down this option on the left while holding Sicily, it would be Himmelberg or Sheasel that would be effectively replacing Sicily. So it probably isn't too bad. Like I could reallocate that 600k and say at round 15 I got a Petrarca, and if I was comparing a Petrarca to a Himmelberg over those 3 weeks, yeah, if it was yeah. So if it was Petrarca over Himmelberg, and obviously round 15 it'd be a big loss, maybe like 120 we say, and then we say for the other 2 rounds that Petrarca beats Himmelberg by say 30 points. So I'm basically losing 180, we'll say somewhere between 160 to 200 points by having to hold on to Sicily. I think that's a little bit too much. And yes, Sicily will score well once he does eventually return, but considering I could just cash out his money and get another premium, a real uber premium type of player, I don't think holding Sicily is the play for me. If you are really low on trades, then I think it is probably advisable to hold. But yeah, looking at the side on the left, I mean, I can finish the team with 3 trades, and the option, yeah, I can finish it with 3 trades, or I can effectively just spend an extra trade and go down to 2. I would still have that, say, 23rd premium if I was to do that. So let's have a look at how that would pan out. So that's this one here. So it would be DeGoey, and I guess that doesn't even need to be round. I think that'd be round 15. Because it would probably be DeGoey to Sarong. Change those around. Whoa. So would it even be Marichin? It wouldn't be. It would be... Say if I get Petrarca in. Doing this all on the fly. It means I have 1 less rookie for that week 2. So we got 123. How do I have so much money? Oh, it's because I'm doing that. Right. Because, yeah, if I was getting... Right, yeah, because I would still need that last premium. Wouldn't I? I've confused myself. But if that's Walsh at 520 and Petrarca at 650, yeah, it's about... Yeah, no, that ties in pretty nicely. So I would only need to get 1 rookie, unless the maths is wrong. I think that... yeah, because I haven't adjusted that value. Right. Because that's hard-coded. My mistake. Apologies for that. That'd be 27k. And... Alright, yeah, that works a bit better. So instead of having Walsh as this premium, I could have Petrarca there around 15. Petrarca around 15. 650k. Oh, I wouldn't be able to afford that either. Maybe not. Maybe I would just have to... Yeah, because I'd need 4 trades to be able to do that. So maybe ignore that. But... And I would still be able to get Petrarca in at round 16. So I'd effectively be covering Sicily with a rookie score in round 15. So still not ideal. Maybe I can tweak this around a bit. But yeah, it would leave me with a pretty strong team with 2 trades left. And Himmelberg D6, I'd probably put Sheasel back in defense and loop Himmelberg and Sheasel on a week-by-week basis. It's a pretty strong side with 2 trades left, and it has, if a player was to get injured, like a short-term injury, then I can field Sheasel instead. Also got Matty Johnson, who would effectively be my 24th player. So I don't think it's too bad going down this route. If Sicily is out, I might be able to tweak it to be a bit better, but maybe not. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go. As you can see, I'm very much in Sicily Hopeland, and we'll just see if things come crashing down. So either way, yeah. So round 14, 15, it should be okay for me either way. So yeah, I would be trading out Chincotta and Ford in pretty much all of those scenarios. So yeah, getting to that 18th player, it's just, yeah, it will be very interesting to see how people go. The other thing I didn't mention, I've got Himmelberg in all of my plans. Another option could be to go on him early. I'm pretty set on him as an option. Didn't really consider him last week with that round 15 bye. Also thought there was a little bit of insecurity with the role. But now, assistant coach I think it was the assistant coach that came out and said that they were going to play him at halfback for the rest of the year. And that's not even like fullback. It's halfback, which is a pretty good role. So the break even is 26. So he will go up about, if he scores 100, he'll go up about 35K. I'm okay missing that just because my round 15 is in a pretty precarious spot as it is. Understand if people want to go early, if you want to tank that buy, then that could be fine. But I'm playing for overall. I think round 15 is a real opportunity for me to make up a ton of positions on people that either haven't buy planned or are going to scramble to get 18. And I will be scrambling to get 18 as well, but it'll be less of a scramble. If we look at Himmelberg in the back half of the year, I didn't actually see when exactly he went back into defense, but he was playing defense the back half of last year, and that scoring is very, very solid. So Himmelberg, yeah, he's someone I've got pretty much penned in for round 16. But for those that wanted to go early on him, I could understand doing so. So we'll finish off with some vice captains and captains. Last week was basically the 1 week where I've managed to really knock it out of the ballpark. So due for a down week on the captain part. I don't want to. I'm just going to change that. So yeah, this is the side going into this week. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I just want to pick good players. Josh Dunkley in a hot run of form, coming up against Sydney. They get Parker back in the midfield, but their midfield hasn't been that great all year. Averaging 121 for the year. It's pretty safe. And yeah, Rosé not really interested against Port. Stewart not interested. Rosé not interested against Geelong. Stewart not interested against Port. Sinclair's just too up and down for a captain option. I think Dunkley's is really safe as a vice captain. Tom Green could go Fremantle boys, but yeah, not really too keen. Taranto, I think is probably one option I'm seriously considering, and the other option is going to be the Bont. So it's going to be a toss-up between Taranto and Bont for the captain for me. Dunkley, I think, is a pretty safe vice captain. Hopefully he can pick out against Sydney and don't have to worry about the captaincy at all. Any others I would consider? Not really. I think those three, Dunkley, Taranto, Bontempelli, those are the three I would be targeting from a vice captain perspective this round. So as per usual, thank you for everybody that has tuned into the video. I'd appreciate if you liked and subscribed as well. And I'll see you for the next video where hopefully both you and myself can enjoy a decent rank rise. So thanks for watching.